Okay, and we're live. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Roundtable with the Stream Team, and we are going to be talking again to another content creator this evening, and it is one of our co-hosts today. So what we're going to be doing is what I explained last week is that we're going to take the first couple of weeks so you all can know who we are, and this week we have Old School Style here as our guest slash co-host, if you will. So, Old School Style, welcome to the round table.
Well, I appreciate you having me here.
Thank you very much for taking your time to spend your weeks sitting here chatting with us and with the other content creators that we will be having come in the future weeks.
Oh, go ahead.
No, no.
Mhm.
so
Where can we start?
yeah, so so Old School, just tell us how you started wanting to become a content creator.
Well, I would say from the streaming side, we used to play the game that kind of got me streaming was actually PUBG because there was a bunch of us that were playing this over and over again, and I was watching Twitch. Mixer wasn't quite there yet, and I'm like, you know what, this looks like it'd be fun. Let's get a bunch of us on and just stream away and have a good time, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
So you end up streaming on Twitch, and you kind of just was it kind of pulled you in and intrigued you that you wanted to continue to keep going with it.
It did. I like the sense of building the community, and it was being an adult and having to work God knows how many hours. It's nice to be able to get on a stream and you get to talk and conversate and be with like-minded gamers that kind of have those limited times but want to have that interaction, and it literally just build from there. I went from Twitch to Mixer to D Live to YouTube, and I pretty much stream anywhere at this point.
So it doesn't matter which platform. It's just as long as you're streaming and you're enjoying.
You got it.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, we also have MJ as a boss here this evening. He is,
Mm-hmm.
doing his college thing.
Yep.
The best Snapchat person in the business, if you will.
Yep.
So how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I haven't been able to really play too much this week.
Yeah, you're busy with.
Two exams. Had rush this week. And yeah.
You're at least getting some, Gears 5 time in, I assume, right?
No, sadly not.
Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna have to try to figure out a way to get you some more game time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, excellent, excellent. So while we are all here, as you all remember, we had Old School. He is the man of the hour, if you will. So Old School. Now, you, as you were stating, you've been streaming on multiple platforms. So which would you say is probably your favorite one?
If I had to pick one, I'd probably say Mixer tends to be the better out of the group. It just gives more options to creators to interact with their audience.
Are you talking about the low latency, or which particular what part of it kind of makes it more intriguing?
I would say when you want to stream with someone, you want to co-stream, you can actually have using the NFL red zone term, the quad box up. You can have up to four people on the same screen. So it's almost as if you're in the room with these same people as far as when you're watching from the outside in. And that's what I really like about Mixer.
Right. Do they end up when they when they implemented that? Did that give now? There's one. This is going to sound a little awkward, but when you're, let's say I'm watching you and MJ and El Boogie, all you guys are streaming at once. Is it considered one view to all three your streams? Do you know?
It is.
It is. So because believe it or not, Twitch actually has implemented something very similar to that, like the quad zones, like you're talking about.
Yep.
But they actually the only view you get is the main box, the main person you're looking at, which is
Yeah.
which
No,
was just kind of interesting, kind of weird.
well, you'll depending on which streamer you go to see. So say you jumped in my stream and MJ and yourself and Al are all in there. So if you go to my stream, you're only going to see my chat, but you can click on each window
Mm-hmm.
to jump back and forth between the chats and not have to pull up 4 different browsers and
Oh,
bog your
that's nice.
computer down.
That's real nice. Now, um, what? Now you started. You said with. Did you start streaming PUBG? I assume.
Yep, that was the game we were streaming. There were couple of folks I played with, which is the Wandering Dutch or Goosen. He's on Twitter, and Fatal Enigma, and then we had whoever else was join us. And yeah, we all streamed and we just kept playing PUBG till we got the chicken dinner.
How often did you guys end up? Do you end up doing like the twos, threes, teams of five?
Uh,
Which
we always tried to do with the 4 players.
yeah.
And honestly, we were terrible at first, but then we got consistent. We were playing on Xbox, and of course, everybody had been playing it well before on PC. So yeah, we had our butts handed to us quite often. But we had that first win. You get hooked. So
Yeah. Now, did you end up trying to do other games, other like battle royal games? I couldn't think of the word battle royal.
yeah, we Fatal and I did a lot of Black Ops when it came out. But it just got harder and harder with the work schedule and have you. And so that's when I started kind of doing more on my own, going out and just kind of grabbing whatever game I felt like playing and streaming.
Yeah.
You didn't get any of that Fortnite action?
Hell no. As I can't knock the game. The game is the game. It just is what it is. But it's too cartoony for me. Even I have my limitations. I like a little bit more realism to my battle royale.
Yeah, I feel that.
Did you end up ever playing like? You've tried Fortnite, I assume. I guess everyone has tried Fortnite at some point.
Truth be told, nope.
No. Oh,
Nope. I had it loaded on my Xbox forever, and I had never played the game.
really? Now for me personally, like I ended up playing Fortnite the original. Like I'm talking about the PVE one, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed playing with my friends for a PVE, the PVE track, if you will. I thought
Yep.
that was fantastic and great. Um, so once they brought out the battle royale, I did give it a try once, and I was like, I don't know if I kind of like this. And then I tried it again. I was like, no, this isn't my cup of tea. No, no, no. Then I installed, and I actually never touched it again. But I feel like that is more cartoony than PUBG. Well, I'm sorry, not PUBG. Call of Duty.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. Call of Duty has more of the it's. I don't know if it's cartoony, but I consider it more of like a bright graphics. But it's still a graphic game. It's more of an adult scheme. Unless you have chat on, then it's an entirely different story. And I agree with you. When Fortnite, the original game first was released, where it was you had to build everything and then you fought these hordes of whatever that was attacking you, I thought it was a good concept, which is why I downloaded the game. But then after that, they just walked away from it and went with the battle royale.
When I used to play Call of Duty all the time. I used to love it. I thought it was a fantastic game. I thought like I used to end up playing it, believe it or not, because during the time like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out, that was around the same time that World of Warcraft came out. It came out was around 2003, 2004, and I actually used Call of Duty to help like improve my Twitch skills because I felt like you needed to have those that like fast reflexes back then. But now, like with the wall running and the sliding, I'm just like, I guess you could kind of relate to this. I was just like, I'm too old for this. This isn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, I didn't even get involved in that one. The most recent one that came out, the what's it, Black Ops 4, it's back as much as they can to the original. So there's no jetpacks, there's none of that crazy stuff, but it's still it's still Call of Duty. It's a twitch shooter, so yeah, it's you gotta have the reflexes for it.
I gotta ask, did you at least play Titanfall?
I played a little bit of it.
Titan.
Never been a huge mech guy, but
Hmm.
the game played well.
Yeah, I
There's no doubt
fully
about that.
agree. I never played Titanfall 1, but I played Titanfall 2 because Titanfall 2 was for the PC.
Yeah,
And I felt like there was something about when you called your mech down, your Titan, and just like dropped it and you slid in there and you were fighting on your Titan and you were like, yeah, there was something amazing about it. But then once again, you had that like the wall running and everything. And I was just once you weren't in the mech, it wasn't the combat for me.
nope, I would definitely agree with you on that one. It's I liked it. I thought it played well. The campaign was good. I multiplayer, no.
So after you started streaming and those types of games, when did you end up realizing that you really love the horror games?
Oh man, I've always loved horror games. Uh, I will say I was hooked back when Resident Evil came out, and I'm talking the first one because I'm that old. Because
Hence
we
the name.
bought it. Well, yeah, we bought it on a whim. It was myself and two of my friends, and we're like, "What the heck is this?" Like, let's just buy it. And I've been on that train ever since. For the most part, I play whatever horror game I can get my hands on.
Did you ever play the Silent Hill series?
Love the Silent Hill series. Um, there's been other ones that I've played, and I want to say the a real oddball one, which actually kind of was like Silent Hill, which I say is Clock Tower. God, I love that game.
Yeah, I never ended up playing it for sorry, PlayStation 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I recall I never played Clock Tower, but I remember my brother and I playing Silent Hill. And the first time, now I don't know what we were thinking, but we ended up playing Silent Hill in the dark, and we got super freaked out the first time we saw the pyramid heads. Once they started walking in there and dragging the sword, and I was just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Lights are on.
Yeah.
I'm at it. I'm done.
Yeah. That's game over. It's like, all
Yeah,
right, bye.
yeah. I'm out of here.
You gotta
See you
you gotta
later.
go. Yep.
Yeah. So would you say that like your the first um the first Resident Evil game, like you kind of just like you were saying, kind of like sucked you in, pulled you in, you like enjoyed it and loved it, and then like that was like your genre of choice to stream, or do you have one that's that is your choice?
As far as streaming goes, I play whatever I feel like playing. I've never kind of went with the term variety streamer, um, because it's not like I stream everything, but I stick to what I'm in the mood to. Like recently I've been playing Control, so I've streamed Control. Before that, I was doing Graveyard Keeper, which is a fetch quest system that is just beyond boring. But I enjoyed it. It was a good time. So I really can't say this is the vein that I'm in.
Mm-hmm. How often do you end up getting time to stream?
Recently, not a lot. But I try to schedule it out. Um, I'm going to be trying to schedule it out going forward. That I'm going to at least get 2 hours to 3 hours a week where I can kind of jump on and just hang out with everybody, play whatever is on the schedule for me, whatever I feel like playing, and just kind of go from there.
I have a quick question. So, out of all the games that you've played, which game do you think you've streamed the most?
Whew, I would probably say PUBG because we played that day in and day out from the time it released on Xbox all the ways up until its official release when it wasn't in beta, and that was quite a bit.
How many chicken dinners do you have?
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. I haven't opened the game in so long, but
Do they
maybe
sell out of them?
More than
mm,
a KFC, more than a KFC box.
I would probably say I could open a chain of KFCs with the chicken dinners.
Or you're gonna sell out of them like Popeyes.
No, no, man. But I'll be okay if they want to fight through the drive-through window. We'll go with that.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, like when you started streaming, what type of and we know that you're doing more than streaming now, which I want to talk to the YouTube tech talk that you want to do, but where did you end up like wanting to go? Like, where did you end up starting to stream? Did you like just get like one PC and you was just with the camera? You started streaming, or was it more of a gradual? Or where was it with you? Where did you start? Where did, like what type of equipment did you get, and kind of like build forth like what you have now?
When I started streaming, I looked for um, the best economical way to do it. So I actually used my cell phone as a camera because there's an app you can use to connect it to a computer that'll turn
I've
it
seen
into a
that. Yeah.
camera. I used a laptop that was an i3 processor,
Oh wow.
and my Xbox, and that was basically it. And I started on Twitch.
You did. Now, when you started doing it that way, because that is, um, the super like the super cheap conservative way. Did you still have to get a capture card at that point?
No, because what I did was use the Xbox app and use
Um.
the laptop to screen capture the app.
Oh, that's true.
That was once again, I went economical because I wasn't sure if it's something I really wanted to get into.
Yeah.
And you can absolutely go down a rabbit hole with streaming and all the equipment. So I'm like, let me see if it's something that I can really get into, and then we'll go from there.
Right. Well, that's you. Um, you ended up kind of like going forward, like from from that to where you are now, because I know now you have a vastly more elaborate stream setup
I
than
do.
yeah. So where did you start evolving it to where it is now?
The first thing I got into was a capture because I wanted to be able to get better video quality. So my initial purchase was an HD60, um, which was
Right, right,
the
right.
external for Elgato. And then I went from there to an internal card when I built my new setup. But that's initially where I went, and then I went with a Logitech C922 camera.
Yeah.
Those were the two upgrades.
So I ended up starting also with the HD60 external, and I found that it had a decent amount of latency. Did you end up noticing that when you first set it up?
I found the software that comes with it is not good. It caused a lot of problems, and you're right, a lot of latency.
Yeah.
It didn't marry up well with what I wanted to do. It was incredibly slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like that. And then I I I started with a very a chintzy camera. And then I did the same thing you did. I just went for the what's it called? The Logitech X20. What not X20. The 920. The nice one. And
Yeah.
that camera was just it is beautiful. It's a good choice in for my opinion. So what did you end up doing with your audio? Because I know you have a kind of an interesting audio setup too.
Um, right when I first started with the audio, I just use whatever mic. Now I have a full array microphone and what have you, but I use for my audio itself, I use a program called Voice Meter Banana, um, which is a free mixing board. So it allows me to bring in a couple of microphones, bring in three other audio sources, so I can have my chat going, I can have my Discord chat going, and I can have another chat going, but I can separate it so it doesn't go to the stream, but I can continue to talk to them. it's probably one of the better programs that's out there.
So what was that? What was that program again? Just so if people are listening,
Voice Meter Banana.
Voice Meter Banana.
Yep, and meter is spelled Meeter. It's a free download from their website. They do ask for donations, so if you can donate to them, absolutely. But you'll find that if you use that and once you get familiar with it, you'll never go back to anything else.
Interesting. So I've noticed that a lot of people, they end up like PC players mostly. They want to end up using. They want to end up streaming, capturing their voices, in addition to like being on Discord, and they don't want the people in Discord to hear. To like for it to go into their stream, because some people, they want their privacy. And it sounds like this is something that would end up splitting that information, so one could go to the headset, and it wouldn't end up going to your stream.
It's exactly what it'll do. So
Yeah.
you can chat it up with your Discord, or if you get big enough and you want to do a subscriber only Discord, you can chat specifically with them, and it won't go to the stream.
Oh, interesting. That's nice. That's really nice.
I have another question. Were you affiliated with Twitch by chance?
I was affiliated with Twitch.
Are you still affiliated?
I have rescinded my affiliation with Twitch because the thing with Twitch is once you get into the affiliate program with them, those of you that are affiliated know that your content is locked down for at least 24 hours. So you can only live stream to Twitch at that time, and anything you create can't be moved anyplace else. You can't post it on YouTube and nothing like that. And I really prefer to multi-stream. So I sent them an email saying, "Hey, I'm gonna back out of the program," and they sent it back saying, "You good to go?" And I said, "Hey, thanks."
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So are you streaming on Mixer now? Are you full-time Mixer? Or are you everything?
I am everything. Literally, it's some days I'm Mixer and Twitch. Some days I'm just Twitch. Some days I'm YouTube and Mixer. Some days I'm D Live and Mixer. It really depends on what's happening.
All right.
Now, is there a reason why you have that content split?
I find that, how can I put this? There's certain times of the day when you stream on certain platforms that your content isn't really the priority to whatever that platform is. We all know Twitch tends to be heavily favored towards particular types of streams. So if you're going to be when those streams are on, it's hard to get any push in there. So I find being able to direct my audience where I'm at gives me more of an opportunity to see them and hang out with them, because we all have different streamers we like to watch. I do. I watch Pete from work. I'm like, "Hey, Pete, I'm here." So if there's someone else streaming during that time and I have a couple of other people that do, it's hard for me to watch everybody. So I try not to give that to, I try not to put that burden on other people. I try to move around enough.
Well, do you now from what I like, because I always catch you usually when lunchtime around for me when you're streaming, and you most of the time I usually get you when you're either on Twitch or Mixer. Do you find that your fan base, if you will, like jumps from each platform depending upon where you are, or do you see mostly, like, let's say, like I'll only see you in like one place or two, and like some people will only see you in another place or another, like your community won't intermingle because you're on so many different platforms?
You'd be surprised. There's folks that will go from Mixer to Twitch and Twitch to Mixer. There's folks that will follow from D Live to Mixer. And I see more Mixer folks on a platform like D Live than I do anything else. And then YouTube is a whole separate community, which they'll show up when they show up, and that's okay. But a lot of high-end streamers have left Mixer to go to D Live, so that's why there's more Mixer folks that'll come to the streams over there than Twitch.
Why are people just just to enlighten all of us a little bit, why do you think that people are leaving Mixer to go to D Live instead of staying there?
Well, D Live is you can still get their version of partnered and affiliate over there. Um, but as a content creator on D Live, you instantly start making money. Um, it's cryptocurrency, so there's the whole logistics with that. But their currency is what they use.
The Bitcoin.
So that yeah, something on that idea. It's called Lino, Lino. So I think more content creators went over to there because the standards to make partner on Mixer or affiliate on Twitch, it can be hard. It can be a bit of a grind where you can walk into D Live and start making revenue off your content right away. And that's what some people want.
That's it's kind of a it's very much a definite draw to want people to like kind of have them start streaming there, because I was in a very interesting situation when I'm not partnered, but the dream, but when I started to stream, I streamed for about a year, and then maybe about a couple of months after that, they announced that they were starting the affiliate program, and I already had all the qualifications. So it was almost like, boom, you're good, and you instantly became affiliated, and you got all those perks, and I had family and friends that instantly started subbing to me, and then it was a very very fluid change for me, and that it was perfect for me. But someone that's kind of new, that's a real draw, because I feel like most people that are starting streaming, they're in it for the money, because I feel like most of the people see how many people are subbing and how many people are doing their thing on Twitch, and they're like, oh, I'm there for the money, so how can I make money quick? And then
Yeah.
they realize that it's not just as easy as just starting. Like, you need to have, like we've been going through, you have to have that certain streaming software, and you have to like know what you're doing with all your equipment. And then at that point, you end up, having to make the criteria to get affiliate. And most people, they don't want to do that. They don't want to produce the grind. They just want to kind of get and go. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, and there's something to be said for when you grind something out and you get to that level. But yeah, it's a lot of folks are just like, hey, how can I make that ninja money? How can I get that Doctor Disrespect money? And they shoot for the quickest way there. And honestly, those folks were grinding away quite a bit before they got to where they were.
How many parents do you think, after they saw that one kid won that huge Fortnite tournament, went out and bought kids gaming PCs so they can stream to be like that?
Uh, I would say the parents that are those highly competitive parents that win at all costs. I would definitely say they definitely went out and purchased something. But most probably said, "Hey, you got your PS4," and where I used to do tech support for an internet provider, taking phone calls saying, "Hey, my internet doesn't work." You'd be amazed how many calls I would get from parents saying, "My child's complaining that the PS4 picture quality is poor and he's trying to stream Fortnite right now." It's crazy how many people I would get.
I'm surprised that I I feel like the streaming content creators, I'm talking like the big, like what I like to call the big boys, Mixer and Twitch. Like, I'm surprised that they don't have in place things that's, and even YouTube, things in place that say you cannot live stream unless you are X age.
They do.
See, I never saw that. I only saw in the terms and services that you have to be at least 16 years old to be streaming.
Right, but and see that's the thing is they're to go out and enforce that would be almost impossible. It's like trying to block certain people from going on the internet. You can't do it remotely. It has to be done in the home. Um, and streaming can be a rough world. So I hope parents are kind of watching what they're doing, their kids are doing, but yeah, there's no way to stop it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, do you do you think that the the evolution of streaming is now kind of falling onto those young kids, or do you think that the older generation, just like us, is kind of like the people, the hub that are holding it all together?
I think it's going to be, as with any media, I think it's a constant evolving. I think it's going to be up to us that have been doing it for a while to kind of let the younger folks know, hey, this is the path you want to walk. Make your own road, but kind of stay within these margins. So I think it's going to be a mix. But if streaming is, it's in my opinion, it's going to be it's going to be what TV used to be back in the days when TV was like the thing.
How were your coworkers and friends, or were they supportive once you first started streaming?
No, no one's ever supportive.
No, did you like tell them about it?
Of course I did, and they
Did
all
they
thought I
see
was
you watch?
crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they all thought I'm crazy. They're like, "Why are you wasting time?" There were some that were out there that were like, "Yeah, absolutely, do you." But most people are like, "Oh, you'll never do anything. You'll never get anywhere." And it's like, I'm not doing this to get somewhere. I'm
You're
not
doing it for
trying to
fun.
be.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm doing it because I want to do it because
Mm-hmm.
it should be fun.
Yeah.
So that's so that actually brings up a very good question that I was actually bringing up. I was going to bring up next. So why why did you end up then becoming a streamer? Just because you wanted to have the fun? You just wanted to have the fun of streaming community? Is there like a sole reason for it?
Yeah, that's honestly why I still do it till today. It's for that. It's for the community. It's for the interaction. I'm a very realistic person that I am not going to make millions or thousands even doing something like this. But it's more, hey, let's do it for the games and for the enjoyment, and not for a dollar amount.
Do you like the people that come into your streams and stuff like that, that they're mostly then like people that you've met throughout the communities, throughout networking events and things like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A majority of the people that are, actually, if not all of them, that are in my streams are people that I've met streaming, or are streams that I've gone to and made connections with people.
Now, have you gone to like a bunch of the gaming conventions yet to network yet, or?
I have not. All my networking is done via the streaming. It's everybody I talk to, and in getting in people's discords and on Twitter. I have not been to any of the events.
Who is your favorite streamer right now?
Is this where I'm supposed to say you?
No, no, you don't have to say me.
Should I say MJ?
Although I'm okay with that. No,
No. I've been active in a while.
no, but like we all have our favorite streamers that we, you know, what I like to call our go to guys that that are always there, that I can always go and I know that they're there to communicate. Like for me, I know that if Dano is on, I will always be in his channel because I've ever since I met him at PAX East, like we've had a really, really good connection and bond to the point where like we almost talk daily, and we bounce ideas off each other and things like that, which is great for me being a new streamer. But at the same time, like this guy, he doesn't need to take his time out to help me or communicate with me, but I feel like right now, like we've become more friends, and those are those people that like the larger partner streamers, for someone like myself, it's kind of like a almost like an untouchable, kind of like a celebrity in the internet world. So I'm sorry, so go ahead. So what's your who's your person, who's your
There's
boo?
two. There's two guys that I consistently try to catch when I can, and I'm in their Discord, and I chat it up with them. Um, One gentleman's name is Rick Owen. He's on Twitch, and the other one is Joe Viticus. He's on Twitch as well. Both very relatable guys, very cool. There's times where I've had problems with my setup, or I'm having issues with something, and I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm having a problem with this." Kind of like you, give give me some ideas on how to get this fixed, and it's been vice versa. They're like, "Hey, are you experiencing this? Have you run into this?" I'm like, "Yeah, this," and then we've talked about games and what have you. So they're those two guys right there. Are, in my opinion, top tier, straight up guys that I'll catch whenever I can.
And you feel like it almost is like a trickle down effect. Like these guys kind of helped you with your situation. And for instance, when you have someone like Lord Cognito who has a problem, you feel that, you're more inclined to be able to help him because, they helped you.
I Cog's the man. Let me just get that
He
out of
is.
the.
He is
Let me get
definitely the
that
man.
out of the way now.
I agree. I was
Um,
just using him as an example. But I was
no,
just
but
saying.
but it's good because we were going back and forth in DMs today, with his ongoing issue, and I reached out to him because it's like, you know what, I've been there. I know some people won't say anything. I know some people are like, hey, here's an issue, you figure it out. And we were kind of throwing ideas back and forth to try to figure out where his problem was. But I will help people, not because they've helped me, but because I've been there, and I would
Right.
much rather help them solve their problem so they can get better.
Do you feel like it's almost like a really good support system?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I've you and I have gone over stuff that's been issues in the past, and it's nice to be able to have people that are there or have been there and like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah. For instance, last week you were saying that you felt that your uh, sound for our stream was not up to your standards, and your method of fixing it is something that I would have never thought. I would have ended up spending a couple, like 30-40 bucks, started buying like sound dampening stuff, and you ended up fixing it with what did you say,
A blanket and a clothes rack.
blanket and a clothes rack. It's and I don't hear any reverb, any echo, anything like that. And it's a cheap thing that is awesome. I think that's all. That's great. Um,
Well, I can't say I took the I created that idea. I actually borrowed kind of that concept from Linus Tech Tips, who did a room with room full of bean bags to dampen sound. I'm like, I could use a blanket. That'll work.
Go ahead, I'm Jagus.
So, trying to think. So, are you affiliated with Mixer? Like, you aren't partnered with them or anything?
Nope, I'm not. I'm not. You can't tie me down. I'm not tied to anybody. So it's I'm
You
a
aren't going
free
to be
agent.
the next ninja?
You know, as we've discussed in the past, if someone knocks on my door with a bag of money, I'm gonna take that bag of money. Mama didn't raise no fool, but for the time being, I'm very happy just kind of being able to go wherever I want to go.
By the way, I just envisioned something. A logo of someone stealing a bag of money. That's like a shirt. We
That'll
should
work.
that's something we gotta get on that. Some sidebar I just thought of right now. How so because you are very very similar to a lot of the other members of the stream team. You're very work driven, all right?
Yep.
How has your want to become a content creator affected the people in your home?
It hasn't been easy, um, mostly because it's the wife and I work really whacked out schedules. So I try to design my times with all my content that it doesn't interfere with my time with her,
Yeah.
because ultimately I need her support to continue to do what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and her knowing how passionate you are for these things, is she very supportive or not supportive? You don't
She
have to
is.
answer these questions, obviously.
Oh
I
no,
just
no,
just want to ask.
I'm an open book. Unless you ask me my blood type, I don't know that. Um,
You
but
should.
I know it's on a card somewhere. She's supportive of everything I do. There's things where I'll come up and I'll be like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. And then she's the grounded one where she'll be like, is this going to run you this much money? Is it going to run you this much time? How much time do you have in your life? And then it's like, okay, let me evaluate that with those metrics and go from there. She's unbelievable. She's absolutely the biggest supporter I got.
That's great. It's amazing. That's great to hear. That's you kind of need that pushing force behind you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and when you're doing this, essentially you're working out of your house. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to treat your content creation as a business.
Yeah.
So to have that support in your home helps tremendously.
I got just a couple more questions before I want to ask you about your new endeavor. But are you coming to PAX East next year? Are you going to be coming to hang out with all of us?
If I can get a date, I will get the time off, and I will definitely be there.
Yeah, because
Last year was tough.
yeah,
I couldn't get the time.
yeah, I know. Because last year, all of us we were hanging out and we were like, "Oh, is Old School going to make it? Is he not going to make it?" And then unfortunately, you had your personal obligations that came up that prevented you from doing it. But we definitely want to get together and hang out with you and do some stuff.
I cog in the chat. I owe you. You know, Ray, I probably do, but I'm pretty sure drinks are going to be on you, cog.
Oh,
Um,
What about E3? Do you think you're going to go next year?
um, possibly. That's a huge financial trip.
People are
And
saying that it might not be happening for much longer.
I've done one, so I'm good.
All right, all right.
I understand that to me that was the Super Bowl of
Yeah,
video
yeah, yeah.
game. So yeah, I did my one. Previous company I worked for, I used to get passes for free. So
Mhm.
all I had to pay for was a hotel and the flight out there. Now it's a little different. So
which is the? Oh my God, I'm blanking on the name. Which is the Germany-based one?
Gamescom.
Gamescom. Yeah, from I was it's Monday. So Gamescom. I from everything that I've heard, that is going to evolve into the new E3, which is really really intriguing and really fun to know and to hear and to see that's what we're gonna start. It's gonna start turning into that. I've
I
seen.
would I would like it to go there. I think Gamescom is a better place to do it.
Do you
My
think that?
personal opinion.
I'm sorry. Do you think there's more developers on the Europe side than there is the U.S. side?
Yes. I think there's a ton more over in that area than there are over here.
Yes. Cogs in chat, and he just said I got you, brother, in your drinks. Let's go.
All right, I'm there.
So I tried to do it with the Cognito accent, but clearly I am terrible at it. So, so the next thing you plan on doing is something that you brought up a week or two ago was your tech streams. So is it more of like a stream or just a YouTube channel?
It is just a YouTube channel for now, and I use that caveat because it always evolves into something else.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be YouTube with videos, and I've always been a hardware guy. So I like my toys, I like my tech, so I said, hey, you know what, I'm gonna share this with folks.
So you're kind of going out there buying or getting your own tech in some way, shape, or form, and then doing pretty much just doing reviews on them, and cutting up the videos and adding some voice to it and things and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's like the last video I just put up. I had B-roll in it, I had voiceover in it, I had live shots in it. So yeah, that's like I won't say anything, but there's a phone that comes out on Friday that I may or may not have.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing a fair amount on that. Mostly, I'm gonna try to get info up on the Apple Arcade, because that kind of piqued my interest.
I have another question.
Sure.
So, once you got your PC, was it pre-built, or did you build it yourself?
I built it myself.
Attaboy.
There's no reason to buy a pre-built PC unless you have no desire or no skill.
Yep.
Do you
Build your own.
do you feel that because of your technology type background, you were able to do it and you felt like comfortable and cheaper and all of that?
Well, I don't know if it was cheaper, but as far as having the skill that I had, which is going back to my days as a wee tad and taking apart my handheld electronics with a screwdriver,
Yeah.
I would say that probably helped a lot.
Yeah, I've always felt like if you have a regular PC that you want to build out, it's the preferred way to do it if you wanted to like build your own machine, because it seems to be cheaper in the long run. As for like laptops, I've always felt like why would you want to try to build something like that, because it's not going to fit in the case. It's almost
Yeah.
it's, so once that happens, it's like, okay, we're gonna try to fix this up, and we're gonna. It's like putting. I'm just getting agita thinking about it. So
Yeah, the laptops are buy them and upgrade them.
yeah,
I would never build a laptop from scratch. But yeah, as far as desktops go, it, it's got a lot easier on the software side to build them because you don't have to go through that whole crazy configuration. But the components are always, it's always been plug and play.
Mhm.
As long as you understand the concept of something fitting the square peg in the square hole, you can build it pretty easy.
I have a question. Would you love to have Linus's job?
I would love to get the stuff Linus gets.
Yeah.
I would. There is no way I would want to run Linus Media Group. That is just
Yeah.
chaos in a can. It's just too much.
how often does he put out content?
Linus
Every
is
day.
pretty frequently, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You should
Him,
stick to
Jay's 2 cents, and Gamers Nexus. Those guys are unbelievable for tech stuff.
Yeah, I feel like RX, like those guys. Like I full disclosure, I didn't really know them that much until they actually came onto ILP, Islanders podcast. Sundays at 11. So they ended up
Shameless plug.
shameless plug. They when talking when Cog and all those guys when they were talking to Axe, I was like, wow, like, this guy is pretty genuine. This guy's pretty cool. Let me go check out his channel. And then I went on his channel. I looked at it and I was like, wow. I'm like, this guy has got some crazy good content. And then I realized that he's got this like team behind him that ends up like doing all the building and all that up. And I was just like, wow. I'm like, this is very very impressive. So I thought that like those guys would like the sheer quantity of content excuse me that they're putting out is crazy. Now, old school, do you have a plan to put that YouTube content out, or are you kind of just playing it by ear, or
Right now, the goal is one a week.
yeah?
So I'm gonna get a video out either Sundays or Mondays every week until I can start to free up more and more time, and then maybe get to it being a little bit more expansive.
Yeah. Now the present video that you just put out, the one for the lavalier microphone,
Yep.
why did you end up changing over from the standard, like a lot of people they end up using the Yeti mics or the Razer mics to be a lavalier mic?
Well, the Yeti mic, for the most part, sat on my desk. I didn't have a microphone arm, nothing like that. I looked at getting one, but then it's like it's another piece of gear off my desk, and I do the recording for the videos from my phone. I'm not spending money on a DSLR camera, none of that stuff. So being able to have a mic go right to the phone just immediately improves sound quality. And then I'm like, you know what? I could use this on the computer. So now I don't have to have the mic on the desk. So if I'm typing, people don't hear me racking it away on my mechanical keyboard because the sound vibrates through to the Yeti. Now
Yeah.
you can't hear it.
Is there one piece of tech that you can't live without?
Normally I'd say my phone, but yeah, it's my phone. Yeah, if it's in my phone, it gets done. If it's not in my phone, it doesn't get done. That's my rule of thumb at this point.
Which
So
one?
if I lose my phone, nothing gets done.
Which phone you have?
The Note 9.
Is it big? Is that the big one?
It's a good size phone. It's a 6.2 screen. I had an S10 Plus, but I gave that to the wife because she really liked the phone. So I'm like, here, you take this one. I'll go grab a Note and I'll be fine.
Yeah. Do you what's your service plan?
I am on T-Mobile and it is unlimited,
Oh, nice, yeah, yeah.
but I'm on Wi-Fi everywhere. So
Are you gonna get that new iPhone?
maybe that
Mhm.
could be a thing.
I
More than likely.
I ended up I'm on Verizon right now because I got my Google Pixel, and the more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm thinking about going to Google fee. Only,
I was on Xfinity Mobile for a little bit, and T-Mobile made it really, really, really nice to come back to them.
they're like, please come back, old school. Come back to the dark side.
I got 3 phones for the price of 2.
Oh, that's
Plus
really
they paid
nice.
off my old ones.
Oh, wow, that's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm like, yep, I'm in.
What about Google Stadia? How do you think that's gonna go?
I think it's going to have its market. As much as it's getting beat up, I think there's going to be a need for it. It's going to be niche. It's not going to be for everybody, but I think it'll be okay.
Did you hear if you pre-order it, you get Destiny 2, a free game?
Oh, wow, free game. They're
Yeah.
gonna give you a free game.
It comes with Destiny 2, except the thing is, in about like 2 weeks, Destiny 2 is going to be for free.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I can't see buying into it right now. Any one of these new streaming services, I would hold off.
Yeah, that's. I think the guys were talking about that yesterday too. They were talking about what was it, EA, and what was the other streaming platform that they were talking about?
Origin.
Yeah, was it Origins? I'm not.
What else?
That's EA.
That's
EA is
EA.
the
Yeah,
original.
I don't remember, but I was trying to think to myself and be like, which of these companies is going to make it? Which one is not? And it's like, there's going to be too many. There's going to be too many platforms, and people are going to get spread out. And what's going to come down to is going to be the people that have the best marketing team to be able to retain people, because I think that EA, I don't think they're gonna be able to hold any the people unless they're just throwing around money. And the other group, I can't believe I'm blanking on the other one. I felt the same
PlayStation
way.
Now?
No, it wasn't PlayStation Now.
I'm surprised that's still up. Never hear anything about that.
Yeah, I think that PlayStation Now, they're probably saying I don't wanna mess with this right now. We have to deal with other types of streaming service stuff, and I think that the big three are more concerned now with um with the like not streaming, but like Google Stadia. I guess they're considered streaming services. Those
Yep.
services than anything else right now. So that's why I feel like they pulled the like Mixer pulled that ninja move. Ninja moves, get it? The ninja move, and it was kind of just like, all right, this is going to be us trying to do our marketing ploy for Mixer for the next year, so we get all this crap with Stadia, like down and held out with Amazon and all that stuff, and then we'll come back to it. the more I'm like listening to it and thinking about it, that's how I kind of feel.
I feel it's going to become it's a big group of horses in a race, and at some point there's going to be two or three that are going to get in front,
Right.
and all these other ones are just going to kind of bundle up with them. It's whoever's, in my opinion, whoever has the most reliable service is going to win.
Right.
The games are great, but if the service is terrible, people aren't going to take it.
Right.
They're just not.
Yeah. I've really have been feeling that Nintendo's going to hold their own. They are they have been around since almost day one. For them to not make it, it doesn't make sense. And with their leader being Bowser, who is the best name for a video game company, is like I think he's going to they'll be fine. But the others, I'm not sure. PlayStation, they have this. If they have the backing of the people and of the exclusives, and if Microsoft keeps their Game Pass coming along and holding their own, then everything will be fine. And I think that they actually pulled the numbers for Gears, and I think that Gears 5 is actually the lowest um, revenue Gears game, and
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
and people are wondering if it's because that they went to Game Pass with it.
Of course
Yes,
they did.
as it would have to be.
Yeah,
Of course they did. You had them talking that they had 3 million people playing the game,
right.
but they only had 100. Was it like 1.2 or less than $1 million of copies sold?
Yeah,
Math doesn't add up, so that means 2/3 of your people are on Game Pass.
yeah, which means Microsoft needs to really take a step back now and reevaluate like which games they're going to be putting in Game Pass on day one, because
Yeah,
you can end up sticking a game like Sea of Thieves in there, which everyone knew was dicey, and they knew they weren't going to make money on it, but they knew that they were going to have publicity with Game Pass, and then it came and held their own. So
this is what I think Microsoft really wants. I think they're very gun ho with getting into the streaming service with Game Pass and everything. They want the mobile market.
mm-hmm.
That's what they want. Um, you look at a company like Tencent. They made $3 billion
Yeah,
in revenue last year. And all they do is mobile games.
right.
So putting a game like Gears 5 in Game Pass and taking the hit on that in sales, but if they're able to drive that mobile business, it ain't going to matter. They
Ma-
won't even blink an eye.
makes you wonder if the thoughts of what is it, the Apple Arcade, so
Yep.
that's the name. I wonder if how that's going to affect people, because Apple Arcade, let me rephrase that. Apple products are pretty much in everybody's hands. If you like it or not, you're getting one. I'm an Android user,
Yep.
and I have Apple products too. Not by choice, but because I'm given to, like, work gives them to me, and it's like, hey, you need to use these. So even if I don't want to use an Apple product, I literally have one in my hands. So the Apple Arcade is really going to affect where people are thinking are going to be doing.
I looked at the games, and they're launching with 100 games.
Which do you know? Do you know some of the high end titles off the top of your head or no?
I don't. I
Yeah,
was scrolling through them, and they have they have a couple of big name players making games for it, but it's $4.99 a month.
everything is now going um, streaming service of some sort. Pay monthly service. I mean, World of
Yeah,
Warcraft started it, and everyone's now just following suit because they see the benefits of it.
yeah. Well, and with the Apple Arcade, it's literally an app done. You pay it through iTunes, and it's just recurring. And it's gonna something like that is absolutely like a Netflix. People will never remember that until they realize, oh, hey, this is costing me $5 for the past 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like a gym membership. You go and then you forget to cancel it. I mean, you forget to go. So, MJ, do you have any questions before we get the final question to It's old
I do
school.
not. He answered all mine that I had.
You did. Oh, you did. So
Yeah.
the final question. Uh, if you could live in one video game or fantasy universe, what would it be?
Funny, we had this conversation the other night at work.
You did. You did.
We literally this exact conversation. Someone brought it up, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'd live in Silent Hill. And everyone's like,
Really?
what?
What? That I am. I'm speechless right now. Why would you pick that out of any universe?
Well, at least I know what I'm dealing with. I know all the crazy players that live there, so I'm kind of okay being there.
That is such a left field. Like I would never ever imagine that to be your location of choice for the forever.
Oh yeah, yeah, I would be very comfortable with that.
Very very interesting. So why don't you tell everybody where to find you, what's going, like, what's new in the pipe, what's happening with yourself?
All right, well, you can definitely find me over on the Twitters. That's old school style there. You can catch me on Mixer, old school style there. Twitch, it's old school style 70, and the YouTube channel, which is Schools Tech Talk. You can catch me there. That about covers all the places that I need to be.
Those are all, that's all the places.
That's what we're going to cover for now.
That's what you're gonna cover for now. Okay.
Yeah, no one's got pen and paper right now. Maybe right now. Anything.
No, but hopefully people are listening to us on iTunes so that they're pausing and writing all these down. So,
Yeah.
so MJ, where about you?
You can find me on Twitter at BeattyMJ, and then you can find me on Twitch. MJ is a boss.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm just gonna give a little shout out to our lady of the table, L Boogie 0208. She is going through some stuff right now, and she's going to be traveling across the country. And we love her dearly, and safe travels. We can't wait to get her back on the cast with us. So she should be hopefully back within the next week or two. So hopefully she's there. She's on Mixer primarily, and on Twitter. So if you want to go catch her, she is L Boogie 0208. So go check that out. I am Snaldo. That's SNALYDO, and I am on Twitter, on Twitch, usually from 7 to 10 Monday to Friday. I am usually there even before this cast starts, and usually I take 30 minutes to get myself ready and then come back on here. So thank you all for hanging out tonight for the chat. Monkey Punch, how you doing, bud? Thanks for stopping in. Now, just a reminder, we have lordsofgaming.net. Please go check out those amazing articles we have there. We all write something in some way, shape, or form. MJ puts a couple of different types of articles for games coming out for PlayStation and Xbox and things like that. Me, Ubisoft type products. And hopefully we can kind of squeeze an article or two out of Old School. So we can get some fun for him in there, so he can get all ready to come to PAX with us. And as per usual, Iron Lords podcast is on Sundays. It is football season, so it is 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And our podcast here, Roundtable with the Stream Team, is going to be coming up on iTunes and Spotify, and I think Google Podcasts on Thursday. If you want to catch the early edition, by all means, right here on the Iron Lords podcast YouTube channel. Thank you very much, everybody. Our Twitter, almost forgot. Our Twitter for Roundtable with the Stream Team is TableStream on Twitter. Please, by all means, go on there. You'll see when we finally get the stuff out onto the other platforms, who our next guest is going to be, and what when we're going to be going live. And our next guest, with some luck, is going to be MJ as a boss. If by all means you have questions you want to email him, if you want us to ask, I should say, please email roundtablestreamteam@gmail.com, and we will try to go through and get some of those emails and questions asked. So thank you very much, and remember, everyone, dream big and keep gaming. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Bye.